Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ascension eSports Elder League. We just finished up with match 1 between the Peanut Gallery and Toxic Kittens, where the Toxic Kittens did manage to come out on top of that, despite the DC from Zia in the beginning of the game. But now, as we get out here into this next champ select, we have a substitute player coming in for the ADC position in Toxic Kittens roster. So instead of Zia, we now have Kina.
As long as his internet's better, it can't be worse.
Yeah, we did see that Toxic Kittens came out on top despite the DC. So with Kina, who is arguably a better ADC in general, who most likely will not have the same kind of problems in the early game with the internet, what kind of things do you expect to come out of the Toxic Kittens here?
I mean, I do hope that they draft a more complete team composition than that game one. I really think that comp wasn't spectacular by any means. I want like more maybe like a hyper carry ADC, or at least something that scales better and less utility, maybe like a Trist or something, or a Callista.
That's definitely the area champion wise in which Kina shines. He typically prefers to play those hyper carry AD carries, so I'm excited to see what kind of pick he has in store for us here. But we do see that as Kina is an ESA, we have that first ban being deducted from their first phase. Seeing as they followed their same drafts, other than banning out that Janna, didn't seem like they were too worried about losing that ban. We had pretty much the same bans coming out first phase as well from the Peanut Gallery. So now we're just waiting on this first pick from Red Flame Evolved. Shen is locked in for that top lane. Definitely a strong pick. He's useful throughout the entirety of the game. Can have a strong early game showing, assuming you play the champion to success. So we'll have to see how that fleshes out for Toxic Kittens here in the meantime.
I mean, no Zillion ban. I mean, I'm sure Killer Z would.
Oh, true.
I'm sure Killer Z said like, no, there's no need to ban Zillion, guys. but it'll be interesting to see if Fug goes for the Zillion again.
Yeah, we especially do see that Cho'Gath though locked in again for the Peanut Gallery. Probably will be going onto Deathstrikes again, as that's what he did play last game, but he didn't pick his own champion here, so it's possible that could be a Cho'Gath top lane as well.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, if they might go like Cho Sedge or something, try to take the Sedge away too. Yeah. That could be interesting.
So
I think that's pretty good.
It does give them a lot of potential in terms of CC chains and team fighting, as well as getting a lot of picks and running at them pretty much. I don't know. Do you think both would itemize Righteous Glory, or just one?
Sedge isn't the best Righteous Glory user, but definitely Cho'Gath will get one. It'll be interesting to see if they go Sivir again here.
Mm-hmm. Also have to consider their mid lane pickup for both teams. The Killer Z's comfort is Syndra and it's not banned away, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see them pick that up, but then I'm fairly certain that would result in a Sivir ban away from other doges, as that is her comfort pick. But we see Prungle's picking up Zac for himself, and Fugdegler picking up Thresh for Shockwave. Now, Zac is still kind of up there among the top tier tank junglers. Is probably the go-to pick when Sejuani, Cho'Gath are picked away and Mao is banned. So not too surprised seeing that pick come out. But Shockwave on Thresh, what do you think about that?
I mean, I don't really know much about him as a player, but
I think personally, I'm a little bit curious about that pick because of the fact that their showing on Janna wasn't the greatest. So I mean, maybe they are better at playing these aggressive and playmaking supports, and Janna just didn't fit their playstyle. But yeah, we see Sivir picked up here in place of Syndra.
Do we see the Zillion ban?
Definitely a pick to be reckoned with right now, seeing as Fugneller did play it to success last game, but Kina / Fugnettler's Lucian is banned away.
Oh yeah, Fug also said in the chat that he's playing Rumble mid next game, so we'll see if he actually does it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. I would be quite the spicy pick. I don't think we've actually seen that. I don't know, has that ever been meta?
I mean, I don't ever think it's been super meta, but there was like a time when it was a decent pick versus like AD mids.
I see. Yeah, because I mean, he does get a big disadvantage playing against mages in this meta,
Yeah.
because he just gets outranged and zoned off so much CS. And now that his pushing power has been reduced and nerfs in the past, he does not actually have the same strengths that maybe a niche rumble mid would have had in the past.
So they opt to ban the Orianna. I think that's a solid ban because it's really good with the Zac, but
Yeah, the ball delivery system is dangerous, but I think there's still that same principle with Zilean. If he lands a double bomb following, say, a Zac E or ult, he can get a lot of CC chain and damage off. Teemo, however, most likely going to be a placeholder if that's locked in.
yeah, I would not be surprised to see. Oh well, okay. Rakan works too, but I wouldn't have been surprised to see Tarek come out again. I mean, it's basically just the same same comp, but
Just
but they
adding
get Cho and
Sejuani
this time.
to the lineup. Rakan, though, does have some synergy with Sivir. Gaining MS increases his well, reduces his cast times as it speeds him up when he's casting E and W. But we see
Yeah, they have
Vayne
some-
locked in from Kina, and I don't actually think that's going to be.
He's gonna be kiting for his life.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a placeholder. Kina does actually like to play that champion, and not a surprise to see Zilean locked in here. And I like this Toxic Kittens composition much better, as it's rounded out with a somewhat reliable hyper carry as you transfer to late game. And with Zilean being included in that composition, it's going to be very, very hard to deal with a slippery Vayne.
Yeah, I'm not too sold on the Thresh pick. I think it would have been better to pick something that to like help Vayne get through the lane phase, like an Ardent type support. But
Is that
okay?
Urgot must have been.
Yeah,
a
that's
placeholder.
a placeholder. So they picked Rakan, so they still need to pick their mid. I mean, I'd like to see some sort of like scaling DPS type mid laner from from Killer Z this game. Maybe like a Cassio, or maybe like a Cassidin or something.
Yeah, I like both Cassiopeia and Cassidin into Zilean personally, as well as LeBlanc. I think LeBlanc isn't too bad, but it all really depends on how you play out the matchup.
Yeah, they could opt for LeBlanc because they have Sivir wave clear, but I don't think that would be the smartest pick with like a scaling tank run at them comp.
Yeah, that makes sense. I fully expect something like a Cassiopeia, like you mentioned, or a Cassidin. I think Cassio would be the favored pick there, though, in that situation, as she does provide a little bit more teamfight potential in terms of AoE and zoning.
Shout out to my boy Across LOL in the chat. Number 1 ADC CL. Sort of debatable.
So we are getting right back into this champion select. Hopefully we'll see these bans fly right through, as everyone already knows what their plan was, but Red Flames team is gonna have to pass up this first ban to keep up with their their E-sub.
Wait, did they tell us what the Urgot pick was, or I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see it because I didn't actually get any message from them.
Unlucky.
Luckily, though, it is in the first phase of a pick, so it shouldn't be too long before we can see what Killer Z has picked up for himself in the mid lane versus the Zilean. Oh, Urgot is Syndra.
Oh,
They just picked
okay. It's Syndra. All right. Well,
I mean, it's
not
not like
awful.
Syndra played or had low impact value that game. It's more like the team as a whole, Peanut Gallery, they didn't play to their advantages, and they clumped up so much in mid to late game that they just kind of fed off free kills to Fugnuggler.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he can do with if he doesn't in level 1 at Raptors again.
Yeah, he
But,
did actually pull ahead in terms of trading mid lane, after
so
coming from such a disadvantage after trying to invade those Raptors. So I think he should play the lane quite well, depending on whether or not Fugneller adapts to his trading.
I mean, I like the Zillion more with like a hyper carry like Vayne. It seems like more worth it to keep an AD carry that actually does damage alive versus an Ashe, but
yeah, and if you can continue to put on the kind of performance that Fugneller put on last game with Zillion, it becomes like a multi-threat composition.
yeah, that's true. But that was only like pretty late game that he was really starting to do the serious damage.
He did have 4 items, 5 items, and then like he was like 8 and 2 or something like that. So I mean, if you're behind on Zillion or even, you're not really going to have that same kind of output, but the fact that Fugneller was ahead gave him the ability to carry his team through those double bombs.
Yeah, I mean, actually, thinking about it, I think that Red Team's actually going to have a pretty hard time killing Vayne through the Shenar, Zillionar, Vayne Stealth, and they've got like Lanterns. They've got a lot of utility. And Vayne is going to be really good versus the double tank comp as well.
The only thing I think is a bit interesting is the kind of different, no, the same, how the Shen ult and Zillion ult are used in the same way. If they don't coordinate them at this in fights and such, they might waste both.
That's true. That's true.
But I mean, better safe than sorry, I suppose. If you're just wasting the cooldown in exchange for guaranteeing someone survives on your team, it's pretty nice. Also, one thing I don't know is, does Shen ult, does his teleport actually go through if someone is reviving through Zillion's chrono shifts? Or do they become completely untargetable? Like, they become untargetable as in, like, can't take damage or anything, but will the Shen ult go through? I kind of want to know if that will happen.
I feel like as long as he started the R before the person, like, dies with Zillionar, I think he'll still arrive. Like, it'll still go through.
I think that could be used as a pretty interesting cheese strat. If someone like revived and they're like, oh, let's just gang up on this guy, and you see a Shen pop up out of their ass and get that mad dash for the taunt.
I think Shen would arrive while they're reviving, because the revive actually takes like 4 seconds.
Yeah. So looking at these individual lane matchups, let's get into it. In the bot lane, we've got Vayne Thresh versus Sivir Rakan. How do you think that favors?
I mean,
I think that's definitely. I mean,
yeah, it's Sivir Rakan favored.
It should favor the Sivir Rakan because they have more lane priority. But if Thresh can find the engages they need, they might be able to actually get some early pressure.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess I mean, it's really about the skill level of the players, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, assuming they're all equal skill level, I would give it definitely to Sivir Rakan.
Yeah, not
they have
too
the push,
volatile
better
of a
laning,
matchup.
and like. If Thresh hooks Rakan, he'll just E away, and if Thresh hooks Sivir, she has spell shield, so...
Yeah, I can see that being very heavily favored towards Sivir Rakan. So now in the mid lane, we already talked about the Zillion Syndra, so let's move up to the jungle. Zach versus Sejuani.
Wait, Kid is banned from this chat. Alright, yo, I'm gonna need a moderator in this chat. Unban my boy, Kitsune Story. I mean, I'm not like super sold on the Syndra pick either. It doesn't fit like super well with Sivir comp. Like, it doesn't benefit from the move speed that much.
Like, Syndra herself doesn't benefit too much, but if she gets a stun off, it can lead to Sivir ult being a really free engage.
Yeah, that's
although
true,
it really already is, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But
I mean, I think they already have enough engage with the Sivir R Rakan. They should pick like a more like DPS like Cassio or something.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, also considering Syndra's consistent DPS was nerfed in the last patch, as her Q AP ratio is reduced, it's a little bit just slightly questionable to see Syndra, but it is a comfort pick for Killer Z, so I'm not too surprised that he picked that up for himself. But
yeah, it's definitely a comfort pick.
how do you think the jungle is looking between Sejuani and Zac? Who do you usually see winning that matchup in terms of like pressuring the jungle?
The jungle wins that. I don't know. No one wins that matchup. I mean, Sedge does more damage than Zac. Zac doesn't really do any damage at all. He's literally just CC, but he has really good CC.
Right.
So if they ever meet, I guess like Sedge can push him off. Their clears are both pretty slow. But in like a skirmish or team fight, Zac's CC is like more influential for sure than Sejuani's is.
Alright. And then top lane moving up, we have Shen versus Cho'Gath. I don't think this matchup has much action going on, but we are getting into the loading screen. I think both champions have their plays providing for their team, but in the end, it's more how you use their kit. Like the Shen ult can be used to save lives and prevent picks and such like that, and stuff like that. Also used for engages with his taunt. But Cho'Gath's he's got the silence, he's got the knockup. It's just a matter of how you use all the CC. I think both of them can have pretty high impact in skirmishes and team fights in general. Though I think Cho'Gath is better for sieging as he can zone out with Rupture.
I mean, I guess Red Team does actually have like the potential to just like delete someone with the Sivir R, Rakan RW, and then if they just throw the Syndra R on top, I think they might actually be able to kill someone before they can even get the Zillion ult off.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it'll really depend on whether the Shen R comes through, but that's just some really insane engage. Like Rakan engage is already pretty nuts, and then you like add a Sivir R to that, and it's like 3 screens away.
Yeah, pretty spicy. Keystones all looked pretty basic. The only thing we can maybe touch on a bit is HMTKD's decision to go for Curse the Colossus on Rakan, as opposed to something like Thunderlords or Windspeakers.
Wait, on who?
On Rakan, he has Curse of the Colossus. Rather than
I see a lot of Rakans go that, so you can actually survive when you W in.
Yeah, I mean it gives him survivability in these fights, and if he gets his W on multiple champions at the same time, it gives a pretty hefty shield. But yeah, the only other argument would be like Windspeakers for better survivability, but I guess in a Vayne Thresh lane, you don't really need that, so it's a pretty justified choice for HMTKD. But we do see a invade coming out here from Toxic Kittens. Moving in S5. They have the
Thresh already started hook, yeah. Thresh already started hook. Let's see.
Available, and bottom is on another Goges, hook out. Maybe a bit caught out in the dry. First blood goes over to Red Flame on that Shen. Should be able to base and pick up a nice item to start with, taking advantage in this lane against Cho'Gath.
Yeah, that is not how you 5-point, by the way.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting to see that Sejuani's still starting Raptors. Like, I guess Killers is gonna give him a good leash, but it's still okay. So he started E. Yeah, see, this camp is gonna take him forever to actually clear.
Oh yeah, for sure. I guess
like you have to start W.
Yeah, he must not know the.
The only reason Sejuani got away with it last game is because they had a Zillion mid, and like Zillion's Raptor leash is one of the. He's gonna get executed. What? Oh, okay, he has passive.
Yeah, he's got the passive and smite available, but that was a ridiculous start for Desrux.
He's like, oh, I saw Sedge do it last game. Camp. Oh my god. Jesus.
And now he's moving over to Wolves. Very interesting clear here from Desrux on this Sejuani. I'm really wondering how this is going to fan out later on, but Red Flame looking to pull a lead with the bonus long story started.
Bot lane. HMTKD had to flash XD.
Oh, this top lane is interesting. Red Flame started out with a better buy, but he's actually losing these trades. primarily due to him tanking minions and such, and then the health damage from Raijuku's E, but
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, there's also increased
Cho'Gath.
sustain from the Cho passive, so in the end, these trades are just not favoring Red Flame at all.
Mid lane. Dodges the Q.
Ooh, the hook comes out onto Mother of Doja, spell shield comes out, not really popped yet. Looks like the Flay did not come out, and now the Triads are being turned onto Kina and Shockwave, both getting fairly low. Kina looking to trade some damage back. It's going back and forth, but it looks like they will both back out.
What am I watching?
A bit of a clown fiesta. The flash E though from Shockwave doesn't really result in much, and now HMTKD gets very low. The flash auto from Kina gets healed away, and now Kina is safe inside that bush. Gets to level up to secure his life. Thresh Lantern saves his life barely, and Mother of Dojas walks out empty-handed and sad. 2 deaths down in the bot lane, and Kina now in a 1-0 lead. Prungle's here, ready to put some damage out onto Raijuku. No summoners burned quite yet, getting very low. The flash
What the
from Red Flame diving onto Raijuku, but it does not result in anything, and he might even die. No, he does survive, but now in the mid lane, more action. Desterux gets the Q and then flashes for the W. Picks up the kill onto Fugnuggler. He does go down, and all across the map there will be plays made by both teams. And now in the bot lane, we see Kina did pick up that Cole, so he's still respecting that bot lane, not doing too much in terms of trying to snowball extremely hard off of 1 kill, so I think that's good by him. Nice idea to just farm up on that hyperscaling 80 carry.
Man, I mean, honestly, that wasn't even like the worst thing for Zillion because he has TP. I think He's probably gonna end up losing a fair amount off this.
Yeah, he will lose wave control as he backs here.
He really should have had his jungler push with him. That was pretty bad.
Yeah. Bit of miscommunication there. Probably clears his Gromp, looks to back here. Desterux is continuing his clear now.
Well, no sums for either bot lane.
Yeah, so we should see some bot lane action come here soon as Pringles pads from his wolves down to the Raptors, and maybe looks for bot lane gank.
I don't know, when you're losing 2v2 to a Vayne Thresh with Doran's shield, I think something's going wrong.
Yeah, definitely some misplays coming here from the bot lane to be losing this kind of matchup where you're expected to have the advantage in just about every circumstance. Gank coming into the mid lane. Desterux lands the Q, looks for some follow-up damage, but nothing really did come out of it quite yet.
Oh my
god. Killer Z by inches. And
did he stand still? What?
Just stood by that tower and hugged it like a tree. So a bit of a sad day for Killer Z, but Desterux coming back in to save him from Prungles.
Zillion is 6. This is going.
But the W coming out from Prungles. He does pick up the kill onto Killer Z. The heal was not used in the end. Maybe a bit of disrespect there, or maybe just saving onto it, expecting to die regardless.
Jesus. Killer Z's having a rough series, that's for sure.
Everyone's getting knocked back and forth though here in this bot lane. Some pretty aggressive trading coming out from both sides. But
Zillion, by the way.
oh yeah. But farm is being equalized quite a bit here in the bot lane, which is not actually a very good sign for Mother of Dojas and HMTKD. Oh, Flash comes out from HMTKD to escape that death sentence. So summoners are being consistently used on cooldown, as all these bot fights keep erupting 2v2. But we see Zek here on the bot side, potentially looking for a dive, as his passive should be available. Yeah, goes for the E on HMTKD, sidestepped out and W'd past him. Not much coming out from that gank.
That was actually pretty clean.
Yeah, well played by HMTKD to sidestep that.
Here comes Syndra. Oh man, he's gonna get pincered. Oh. Yeah, this is not.
The two-man stun coming out from Syndra. The exhaust goes out without much being done.
Oh.
Unleash power onto Kina, takes him down. Once for all, the triple bomb comes out from PP Fugnuggler. Heal comes out from Killer Z. Looks like Zac passive does get popped, and he will go down for free here. No contact.
Man, they have Shen TP.
Oh, the Shen TP coming through,
I don't know
but
why they.
doesn't look like much is going to come out of that as... Oh!
Is he gonna live? Oh!
Flashes out. He does escape from Deathstroke's second portion of the W cast, but may just get dove here. The smite comes out. He gets the W and just walks out. Shrugs as he takes the life of that blob.
Alright, well, I guess that's why you don't go green smite. No need to be a team player when
Yeah.
you can
Pick up some
get
free kills
kills.
that way.
I honestly, if Fug had gotten there in time to ult Vayne, that would have been a completely different fight. But
Oh yeah, Vayne was able to continue that fight and then also put in that heal, which he still had available to him coming up in that fight.
that was
Could've been
just.
an interesting fight to say the least.
I mean, I don't know how Syndra roamed that much faster than Zillion. I think that was just a really
Yeah.
big mistake from Fug.
I think maybe the Toxic Kittens didn't communicate and didn't really bank on this being a whole like 4v4 skirmish, so they maybe just didn't plan on having Fug no lure clum, so he just pushed out mid lane instead. No real gold lead coming out for either team as well, which is pretty nice to see. A pretty fair game going out so far, unlike the beginning of last game.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure which team I would give the late game to. I mean, Fug was putting on a clinic in the late game last game, so I honestly think like with the Vayne at his back too, I think blue team might honestly have a better late.
Yeah, I agree. Like there's
Coupled with
there's a lot of CC coming out from the Peanut Gallery squad, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to continuously lock down a Vayne late game, who has easy access to invisibility, and then also this peel from Shen and Zillion. It's just going to be a very difficult matchup in the late game for Red Team to deal with, I think.
I mean, that combined with like the relative inability to play this comp that they showed last game. I mean, they really looked a bit lost in the late game with this Sivir comp in the last game. So I'm not convinced.
Yeah, they lost their footing in terms of like initiating their fights properly. Even when they had the lead, they just didn't. It seemed like they were too scared to pull the trigger.
Yeah, they really need to like bait around neutral objectives and pull the trigger, but they have Rakan this time, so it might be a little bit easier.
Yeah, for sure. Hook out into Rakan here, looking for a trade, but he does E away from the Flay. Kina gets knocked up in return. Q's back, tries to get some damage back, pops the ultimate.
6.
Heal comes out from Mother of Dotas, but Kina will pick up that last hit true damage, heals away, and Shockwave flashes the wall. Both should be safe for now, but Deathstroke moving up from the jungle.
TP cancelled.
Yeah, TP does get cancelled. Deathstroke does not move in as Zac does arrive.
Yeah, I mean the big difference there was Thresh had his R and Rakan didn't, so.
Yeah, Rakan not actually having access to that peel. Could have made the difference between turning a fight bot lane and bringing Deathstroke in, because he was only seconds away from being able to collapse bot. But now we see Toxic Kittens making the move onto this Ocean Dragon. They will get it uncontested. Looking for more, but they are looking somewhat low. A bit of a dangerous call if they try to look for more damage or kills.
Dead Flame devolved. Down 20 CS. Yeah, he's the only one that's not having a fun time in this game.
Yeah, and I found it quite interesting to see, actually. I mean, he is winning trades now, but let's see how this goes out first. He is getting consistent Qs. Didn't get the slow on that last one. He even dodges out the rupture as he placed the ward. Flashes over him to ensure he gets the slow and secures a solo kill onto Rigel Q. But
well, I guess he doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter when you're shooting. His percent health damage is up so much more consistently than Cho'Gath's is.
I'm also Cho'Gath was sitting on like a mana crystal and then like the crystalline bracer or whatever when he could have probably had a completed well, it's only behind spot lane, but
they are engaging the bot lane. Mother just had no mana left, and Red Flame Evolve did make that Stand United bot lane. Kina looking to dive Mother of Doges, cancels an auto, condemns him into the wall, picks up the kill, will he survive? He does manage to escape the tower for now, but Rakan around the corner looking to put some damage out. does give him the slap across the face for the kill. Red Flame evolved, now
heal.
gets taken down by Killer Z, and the help of his unleashed power. In the end, it's 2 for 1 in the bot lane, favoring Peanut Gallery.
Man, where is Fugnuggler in these fights?
Yeah, it seems like he's being really hesitant to rotate around the map and use that teleport. Like, I think he's consistently using his teleport to get back to lane when he's gonna miss CS, but then when a fight erupts in the bot lane, for example, he just does not want to pull the trigger. Rift Herald is dropped in the mid lane from Toxic Kittens in hopes of getting that tower.
This is gonna be first tower.
Yeah, first tower for free.
Yeah, Sedge and Cho, not exactly the fastest tower takers. I don't know what they were.
Yeah, even with the red buff up there, it just was not enough, especially with Red Flame Evolved coming up to defend tower, and a dwindling wave behind them. It's just not...
Will they go for 2? No, it doesn't look like it.
Looks like they just wanted to escort it in for the second bit of damage, but now Kina doges in a 1v1 bot lane. I don't think Kina wins this. Heal is available for doges as well, whereas Kina has nothing.
Oh my god.
Hook coming out, Fugnuggler. Not opting to do anything quite yet. Alright, so he walks bot lane, walks back mid. Oh, Prungle's just barely not landing the E, but the W just canceling out that Zac ultimate. Let's Bounce not coming through all the way.
Jesus. How is Vayne doing this to a Sivir? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see someone like Vayne, who's known for having a really bad early laning phase, come out ahead in this matchup versus Sivir, who just perma shoves you in and just makes the lane so abusive.
Here comes Killer Z.
Killer Z looking to he gets the double stun and follows up
There
with
we go.
HMTKD. It's a stun combo by all the members of the Peanut Gallery, and they pick up 2 kills easily as they now make a push on the bot lane tower. Looking to maybe
that's like
some return.
That has to be like the 4th time Killer Z has roamed and Fugnuggler's done absolutely nothing. I guess he was getting blue there, but
yeah, it seems like Fugnuggler's his ability to identify when and when not to roam is just not very good.
I mean, he should have the push on Syndra too. If he wants to, and he has a move speed buff. I don't know. It's just crazy.
They do at least make this play on the top side of the map, looking to trade a tower back. Don't actually pick it up yet because the top lane tower is unscathed at this point. But now Fugnuggler looking to return mid lane so it doesn't miss too much CS as Killzy shoves away then.
Yeah, that's like a preview of the kind of CC chain that Red Team can put out with the the Rakan R flash W and then Syndra R on top of it, and then Sejuani R and then Syndra R and boom.
Yeah, Killer Z, if he's able to land these initial stuns or combine them with HMTKD's engage, either can come first really, but as long as one lands on multiple targets, it's looking like an extremely big CC chain can come out, and it like the bot lane of Toxic Kittens just really was not even able to do anything after that Syndra stun landed.
And crucially, if they can get that engage onto Zilean in the late game and stop him from even using his R, then I think they do have a shot at winning this game.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
They're not completely out-comped. It's just seems like the late game favors Toxic Kittens a bit more.
That was a bad spell shield.
A bit late on the trigger there.
Or early.
Yeah.
I mean, Killer Z is like out roaming and still keeping even in CS. So
yeah.
That's just like really impressive in my opinion.
Yeah. His roaming game has been really exquisite throughout this whole game. A hook comes out though onto HMTKD, not followed up though, as the red team is available to protect HMTKD from any kind of threats. But now a fight breaking out in the mid lane. Kina popped ult. Everyone's popping their ults now. Fugnuggler looking to get some double bombs off, but the charm comes out onto him, not able to get much done. Mother of Doges seems to always be out of mana on these fights. Kina exhausted, looking for some damage on HM, but Ooh, he managed to get the
Good
condemn,
condemn.
but
Oh,
the
okay.
W comes out.
Oh
He
my
flashes over the wall,
god.
following with the red buff. Will pop that kill. He's 4-3 now on this Vayne.
This is actually just the story of this game. Just Kina diving well beyond where he probably should be able
Yeah.
to. And just somehow finding kills on Vayne.
Ooh, the slow climb.
Actually nuts. Oh my god.
Killer Z
Alright.
manages to escape. Destructs is a bit caught out here. The lantern is there, but not grabbed up by anybody as Red Flame, now Dead Flame,
Oh, if he had
comes
just
back.
waited a second on that stun.
Ooh, he follows the flash, but there's nothing to grab onto, so seems a bit pointless in my opinion, and then Fugniggler speeds up the wrong person. Double bomb coming out. Prungles does not land the E.
He still has that
Will has-
passive.
Yeah, his passive is popped, but
Oh.
does not look like it will die. Not enough damage coming out. AoE. Oh!
Oh!
Last second, Killer Z gets the QW combo off and takes down Prungles once and for all.
Yeah.
The Grand Dance.
Killer Z 1v9 player.
Ooh, another bomb landing on Killer Z. We'll leave him pretty dangerously low.
Shogathi trolling, bro? There we
Yeah,
go.
gets nommed up. Kina is now dead. Red Flame looking to E out and survive for now. One bomb lands. Second comes out, lands on HM, but Red Flame is looking dangerously low, but no damage follows up on the back of that fight. Mid tower could be threatened, but I don't think it will be, seeing as Fugniggler on cooldown. Oh, Fugniggler has his cooldowns and can continuously clear the wave, especially against these low HP bars at the Peanut Gallery.
Cho'Gath finally decides to do something with his team, but only really got the R off there.
Now moving on to their second dragon of the game though, the Toxic Kittens definitely have been fairly good in controlling these neutral objectives, even despite not having Cho'Gath on their team.
Destructs?
Ooh.
Huh. He is in a weird spot.
Yeah, definitely interesting pathing. It does loop around. We'll get a stun off on Fugniggler, but it won't result in much quite yet. Shockwave a bit caught out though. Charm's coming out across the board from HMTKD, looking for a charm on Kinney. He does find it, but now Prungles caught out in the middle of the team. He does die before he can even finish the Let's Bounce, but
they still have Zillion R.
Double bomb comes out onto 3 members of the Peanut Gallery. Destruct's not able to connect on that charge. Looks like he will
Kina
pay
can clean
for
this
it
up.
with his life. Kina definitely in a position to take over this fight, but
Yeah,
does get revived by the Chrono Shift from PP Fugniggler. Now sped up. Looking for a return kill onto Killer Z here. Does not manage to connect him.
Alright, that was a bad condemn.
Yeah. Red Glory does get popped. Now Red Flame on the flank.
Red Flame.
Red Flame looking like a dead flame to me, but no, he does manage to escape.
Jesus.
And he managing to connect on both, but not much damage coming out of it quite yet.
I mean, that's the problem with Syndra and Zillion. Like, a good, like, you don't really do that much DPS. You're more, a good portion of your damage is all in your R, and Zillions are, like, legitimately just hard counters.
Yeah. But regardless, Syndra is 6-1 now, so even though those nerfs came through on the QAP scaling, he definitely has the ability to put on quite a show with the lead he's got going for him right now.
I almost think they're gonna have to, like, engage on Zillion.
Yeah, but it's like, even when you go in on Zillion and take him out first, he's gonna revive himself, and then you have, like...
Yeah, I mean, like, they have to, like, CC chain him before he can get his R off or something.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
they have
know.
to maybe communicate some sort of, like, Rakan knockup or, like, a Sejuani ult
Yeah,
whenever they're going for some sort of explosive pick. But now, Kina, he's got the MS, he's got his ult, he's got his Q. He's just gonna put Raja-Q into the dirt here. Does not get knocked up. Condemns him against the tower, takes him down.
Jesus.
Now they're looking to follow up kill onto Destructs, but no CC lands, so no kill will be picked up. Now Red Flame looking to trade into Killer Z a bit here. He does have the Spectre's Cowl and Merc Tread, so he's not taking too much damage in return here. Lands another taunt, maybe looking to solo out Killer Z here. Dodges the E, tanks the Unleashed Power, and both get her out of that fight with blinking red HP bars. Hook not landing, stunning him against the wall. Maybe looking to just take this tower now. But HMTKD lands the charm. So much damage coming out on Kita.
Shenar.
The Stand United saves him for the time being. Stun was so close to land on Kina from Deserox's E, but nothing really comes out. Mother of Doge is now here, pops the on the hunt.
Zillion's on his way.
Yep, Prungles dives in, does not connect on anybody. Looks like he will go down here. No, pops Let's Bounce. He has Courage of the Colossus Shield, but now Zillion has arrived. Potentially
Here
can
comes
clean up
Zillion.
this fight. Decides not to use his slow, so he missed one bomb.
Fucking trolling.
So, no kills, end up getting passed out here, but that was looking dangerous for Toxic Kittens. Knock up? Nope. Flashed away by PP Fugnell as he gives a level across the map. But this should be a potential
blue
top
buff
lane tower
Zillion.
tick. Yeah, no, he's got the double bumps. He's got the wave clear. Nothing's going down here unless they force a dive. But even that's dangerous against the Zillion with Chrono Shift up.
Yeah, Zillion doesn't actually have to like. All he has to do is just like wave clear and just not die. Like that's his main objective is not die and press R on Vayne.
But now another engage coming out onto Kina and Fugnug, where Kina does get taken down before the ult can come out. So Fug has to ult himself, but he's ganged up by 4. Gets the stun off, looks to get out, gets knocked up around him, but he will go down to Sivir in the end. Some CC coming out from Krungles, but no damage to follow it up as Shockwave is the only one there to support him. Gets knocked up by the Rupture, followed up with a silence, and the stun comes out from Deserux. Well, it should. No, he dies anyways, but Prungles looking to save his comrade, but he might pay for it with his life as well.
Man, these Chokyus are awful.
Gets silenced out. Mother of Doge is looking to pick this kill up. Does not manage to get the auto off. So Prungles escapes with his life.
As I say, all Zillion has to do is not die.
Right.
He walks too far forward.
The caster curse is real.
I mean, that's really what Red Team has to do if they want to win. They have to kill Zillion.
Yeah.
And force, or at least force him not to R Vayne. And the other thing is, Zillion's literally all their wave clear too. So
Yeah, that's true. I
if
mean,
they ever
Kina
kill him,
is building into probably the static shiv over RFC, right? But even with
Yeah,
just
but
the
even
static
then-
shiv, that should not be enough to clear an entire wave when they've got a front line like Rakan, Cho'Gath, and Sejuani ready to dive them.
yeah, if they can ever kill Zillion, they can get some serious work done on some towers.
Zillion makes it extremely difficult though to dive in, like they have wanted to recently. Now though, we see Adaptive Helm coming out of Shen. Pretty smart pickup by Red Flame, I think, because as he was fighting Killer Z, or as he fights Killer Z or tanks any ultimates and like pick situations, it could lead to him surviving because the damage reduction on her ultimate is extremely big, actually.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's assuming that he's gonna be the one eating Ninja.
Yeah, that is
but-
typically not what you would expect Syndra to do, as Zillion and Vayne would be the priority targets, but...
I guess it's good versus Cho'Gath E too.
Oh
if he's
yeah, the
ever-
Cho'Gath E, since that percent damage is magic health. Looking for a Fnatic brush though, but
It would be funny if they just did Baron.
yeah, Baron. There's a ping going out from the peanut gallery onto the Baron.
They
but
see them.
They are starting it.
Oh, this could be Red Team's fight.
They do
They
have
can-
Kina doing true damage onto this Baron, not
Alright,
using his
Sivir
Q to
press R,
reset, though.
Rakan press R. Sivir press R, Rakan press R. Let's go. Let's see it.
Oh, they're spotted out, looking for a fight. Sivir ult. Every ult is getting popped left and right here. HMTK charming up 4.
Oh my
Bomb
God,
gets
they
placed
missed
on
W.
1, but no stun. Killer Z stunning up 2 in the back line, but Prungles brings the tanks into his back line. Prungles lands the E onto HMTKD, picks up kill for himself, but the passive gets popped.
Kina's still alive, and they still have Zillion R. There's
Yeah,
the
the
Zillion
Chrono
R.
Shift comes out onto Kina. He will revive here. No sums up, but
Both carries still alive.
CC is there for the Toxic Kittens. Killer Z.
Oh,
the
Killer
ultimate
Z
gets
saved
popped
R.
out onto Kina. Did not expect him to keep that ultimate, so Kina does get popped in the end, and that's a well-played fight overall by the Peanut Gallery, as it's a 2 for 3.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
I mean,
or was it 2 for 2?
Rakan,
No, it was 2 for 2.
actually missed his W on the carries there, but
Yeah, he did get the charm off, but the lack of the follow-up knockup made it a little bit difficult to continue that fight. Though Killer Z's patience on that unleashed power made it very easy to just clean.
yeah, I
Kina
think
up
yeah,
after
that's the other thing. If he can force Zillion R without blowing his own R, that's like a really good situation for
Yeah,
Killer Z.
and because Killer Z is now 7-1 and 6 on the Syndra and has so many items built up to just do damage instantaneously. Like, if he can get like a QW combo on Vayne, he could probably trigger a Zillion ult, because it would put him at a really low level of HP.
And the best part about that is he just keeps getting more and more orbs on the ground. Like, as the longer he holds his R, and then if he can wait until the person revives, he can pretty much just one-shot them just with just with that one ability.
Yeah, now you
Balance,
see
by
Kina
the
is
way.
building some MR. I'm curious to see if that's going to go into a Ma or maybe a QSS.
Yeah, probably Ma, looks like.
Yeah, he does have that longsword coupled up with it.
He almost should have just gone Merc Treads, to be honest here.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I think that'd be a pretty nice option. Like, the attack speed is nice, but when you're lacking defensive capabilities and a CC reduction against the composition like the Peanut Gallery has, I think it's greedy. But yeah, we do see he does have that Hex Shrinker. And Locket is completed on Thresh, but I think that's a questionable buy for Thresh, seeing as he doesn't really build enough HP to support that. And now Zach is building it at the same time.
Oh.
But the CC chain gets his R off, flashes away. Looks like that lantern should be covered up. Yeah, instantly bursted out by Killer Z. That was a really nice pickup for the Peanut Gallery, and now they can easily pressure objectives without having to worry too much. Also, Killer Z has ultimate available, so Kina's looking to get one shot here. Doesn't get the ult.
Can he touch him? Can he touch him? He touches him, yeah, and he's gone.
Does take that kill really cleanly. So I think Baron should be in the sights of the Peanut Gallery now. Yeah, they are starting it up. They don't have Cho'Gath there, but who needs it? Though Desrux does not have Smite and Prunkles does, so potential steal. Yeah, they do cleanly pick up that Baron, and now, as long as they can continuously get picks onto the Zillion like they have been recently, then I think they are going to have a very easy time sieging down towers and putting a rep on this game.
Yeah, I think Killer Z just is so fed right now that he can actually just like force the Zillion without even dropping his own R, and
definitely
and they also got
on this comfort pick.
They got two really good picks, like one after the other on Zillion, and that really just put them back in this game.
Desrix might be looking for an ultimate pick, but decides not to pull the trigger, lacking a bit of vision in the jungle.
XD.
Red Flame a bit caught here, but it does manage to taunt through Desrix. The ult goes wide! Now a hook landing on Mother of Doges, but the charm follow up by HMTKD, and now Prungles is launching into the backline, does not connect onto anything, and Zillion saves Red Flame for the time being. No picks in the end, and some wasted ultimates, but with Baron available and Chrono Shift down, I'm pretty sure they should be able to take this tower without much trouble. Oh,
good interrupt.
Cancelled out actually. Now Desrux is hooked up into the tower. Kina pops ult, but forced to back off a bit due to the threat of CC.
We'll see if the Zillion wave clears enough. Looks like this tower is going to go down.
Against those Baron empowered melee minions, I don't think much is going to get done, and yeah, the taunt not really doing too much. Shockwave and Kina getting chunked out by Killer Z there.
Oh!
With a 4-man Zac ultimate into a double bomb, which does not actually connect as a bomb split. Just leads to mixed damage. He goes back in, lands on Rigel Q, but gets chunked out himself. Now Mother of Doges will go down to the double bomb from Zillion.
Oh, so close.
Cozy looking to bring some damage, gets stunned onto Kina, but the Shanna ult as well as the Chrono Shift come out, and now the tides are turned onto Killer Z, slapped together. But
Chrono Shift is down.
The team is there to follow up, and there goes 2 kills. And now a third will come out onto Zillion. Double kill picked up by Rigel Q, puts him positive, and now this bot tower's done for good.
Man, Kina really thought he was a lot safer than he really was there with the
for sure.
Zillion. and then Shenar, and then they both time
Yeah.
out. He gets taken
Yeah,
down.
you see them both pop up. You're like, wow, I've got the angels protecting me, and my health bar looks full because there's a shield there. So I'm just gonna jump into their team. But little did he know, there's like a 3-second duration on that shield, so it wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, that was that was exactly what we were talking about. Like if they miscommunicate and
Right.
they throw both at once, then he can't kill himself because he has the Shenar on him, and
Yeah, and it leads to poor decision making because you feel safer than you really are because both of them are taking to depletion at the exact same time.
I mean, there's still like a major lack of magic resist being itemized by red team. Like the same thing happened last game. They really just like are disrespecting the Zillion pick like across the board.
Yeah, and
They're
it looks like he's still going to be building into Void Staff on the Zillion here too, so as soon as they get that MR built, it's going to be like non-existent. And I wouldn't actually be too surprised if Zillion's last item ended up being something like a Leandri's.
yeah, I'm like baffled by this Sejuani going Frozen Heart when I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but now Peanut Gallery looking to pick up their second Mountain Drake, the third dragon total for them in this game. They pick it up cleanly, and now that we're here, how do you think that Toxic Kittens get back into this game, as they are 10k gold down now?
Yeah, they're they're pretty screwed. I mean, I guess they just have to like hold out, keep wave playing with Zillion, and play for late game Vayne.
Yeah, with Baron expired, it's very possible they can put on some wave clear with the Zillion, and he can scale up. But even then, it's gonna have to come down to the Peanut Gallery making those drastic mistakes with grouping up and giving him the damage he needs.
Like Zillion's gonna have to keep hitting these sick double bombs while also staying safe himself.
Well, that's a pretty big engage, as Rakan is forced to use his abilities for peel rather than engaging. The Devourer comes out onto Thresh, but he does not go down until a bit later, as he survives a bit longer due to oh my god, the ultimate stack coming out from Red Flame.
Another wasted Zillion R.
Yeah, the Zillion R does get wasted as they didn't communicate, and it ends up in Shen getting picked off himself as he teleported in with very low HP.
The exact same thing happened again. They piled the Shenar on the Zillion R, and
the Zillion R got wasted because of it. And I mean, the
yeah,
Zillion R doesn't have
those
a
two
low cooldown,
ultimates.
but it's like in the moment, it's very necessary to have it up at all times in case something else
Yeah,
happens.
I mean, with the amount of AP he has, like that's like a Vayne respawning with full health.
It is
versus them backing off, and then the Shenar wears off, and then they've wasted Zillion R, and Vayne's at like 30% health. So it's like
so this miscommunication and like wasting the value of all their ultimates is kind of leading to Toxic Kittens kind of just bleeding out, as now 2 inhibitors are down, and they didn't even take that one with Baron available anymore.
Tank Flank says, "Who are you casting with? The skill is amazing."
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that Let's Play, and words got very hard as I saw. Dude, do you see their ultimates? They're all so flashy, you can't even tell what's going on, dude.
Have you ever heard of someone called Captain Flowers?
Oh,
we got the next LCS casters, Tim and Corin the Cat.
Oh my god.
Let's see us on the big stage.
On the big stage, you can't wait. One day you're gonna see Corin the Cat step up for the PvP casting, and all you're gonna see, 4 ultimates going off at once. He's like, all of them are popping, and it's like, I'm at a loss for words for how like action-packed this game is. In every team fight, I just can't handle it because you see when Zach goes in just by himself, there's like so many blue explosions on the screen. Mixed in with the Syndra Snow Day skin, I just have no idea what's going on, dude. You got no, I can't track it all.
Like a couple patches ago, or like 1 or 2 patches ago, getting Cho and Sedge in the same rotation would have been pretty unheard of. I don't know.
Yeah. And you can see just how fed Killer Z is at this point in the game on this Syndra. Just landing his stun had chunked PP Fugnuggler down to like he lost 1/4 of his HP bar just from the stun. Now a pick coming out onto O Shockwave. Looks like he will go down guaranteed, as the stun is also dropped onto the Vayne, but the Shen ult Stand United goes down, but not enough. Killer Z puts an end to Kina's life. The ultimate's still available for Fugnuggler. will not be used on the Zac.
He didn't even have a chance to Zillionaire him there.
Yeah.
He just got deleted.
Looks like 3 are down. Nothing is left other than Fugnuggler and Red Flame, and the hopes are dwindling for them. Does not look like they're going to have what it takes to put an end to this siege. Yeah, Red Flame going to get stunned up. Yeah, game should be over. Unleashed power coming out. Doesn't really kill him, but in the end, what does it matter when you've claimed the game? 31 kills racked in for Peanut Gallery over that game, and that's a 1-1 match so far here between Toxic Kittens and Peanut Gallery.
Man, Killer Z really, really trying to strike back and prove that he ain't no slouch in the mid lane.
Oh, for sure. And he just wanted to put a stop to all the, I don't know if Syndra fits into this comp very well, but
yeah.
yeah, just having that comfort pick makes him quite a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean, Kino was playing really aggro in lane, and it was working out for a little while, but then towards the end.
Yeah. I think some of the glaring issues with Toxic Kittens in that last game were just Fugnuggler's, his ability to roam was very lackluster. Like, he didn't take advantage of roaming or pushing whenever he had the opportunities. And then on top of that, Prungle's on that Zac. It had its moments with, say, that 4-man Zac Let's Bounce, but like, he typically didn't land his E's when it counted or on primary targets. And then on top of that, Shockwave didn't really make the plays that you would expect from someone who wants to pick Thresh. And my last point would probably just be the stacking of ults from PP Fugnuggler and Red Flame. Just stacking them devalues both the ultimates by so much if one of them becomes nullified.
If they use like the Zillion R first and then they save the Shen R for when he's respawning, I think they can really like bait them in around the reviving vein, and then throw that Shen R on him, and I think
it could lead to a quick turnaround for sure.
Yeah. They have the exact opposite purposes. Like, the purpose of Zillionaire is to kill yourself, basically, and the purpose of Shen R is to keep you alive. So
yeah. So I think a little bit more in-depth communication can take them a long way. Maybe a bit of an adaptation in the draft this time, as Shockwave and Prungle didn't look too comfortable on their picks.
Let's get Xyleon back in here. Jesus.
Well,
you know something is going wrong when you
when you want the Xyleon back.
When you want the DC Xyleon over the Kina.
Maybe they needed that ban, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But overall, damage charge not too surprising. Zillion topped out over the Vayne though, which is a bit new.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah, they didn't really build MR, so Zillion was able to get a lot of damage off of just building a Rabadon's third item.
And Zillion was also their entire wave clear. I mean, whenever Zillion died, Red Team just got so much off of it. Like,
right. So soon we'll move into the next game. So that's 1-1 now here between Toxic Kittens and Peanut Gallery. So catch you guys in just a few minutes as we get everything set up and move into the third game of the series.